What's up, fight fans? I'm the reason MMA is still banned in New York, Tommy Toehold. Welcome to the TapNapSnap Radio Podcast. Let's do this shit!
All right, guys, welcome to the TapNapSnap Radio Podcast. I'm your host, Ken Quignon, and by my side is Mr. Robbie Vio. How you doing, Robbie?
Oh, it's a good day.
Oh,
it's a good day.
I agree. As we have a special guest joining us, as most of you seen yesterday, we put a post on TNS about fight with Miracle Cro Cop coming up and taking on none other than Jarrell BigBaby Miller. How you doing, man?
Right here chilling, baby. Enjoying this sun we got right now in New York.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my wife was just up there. She said it's been pretty good weather up there other than a couple storms over the last week.
Yeah, for sure, you know. But even if it was raining and snowing, Cro Cop would have been the best news ever. So, you know, ain't nothing can hold me down right now.
Oh, I bet. And for people that don't know, this is actually a rematch of a fight that happened actually in your last kickboxing match, if I'm correct on that, which was a decision loss that most people felt that you had actually won, including yourself, obviously.
Most definitely. I mean, that organization came on and kicked themselves in the butt. That was the last big show they had since that robbery. You know what I mean? So, I mean, they've been known to do flaky stuff, and now the last straw. I mean, their fans had enough, fighters have had enough. And, you know, Glory has stepped in to do the right thing for all the fighters and doing all the right shows the right way, promoting it and paying guys on time. So, you know, I think Glory's doing the right thing so far, and I have a lot of love for them. I've been in contact with them since I was fighting in K1, and I always kept my eyes and ears open towards the organization. So, you know, they made an offer, constantly always making offers for me, you know, money-wise, but it just wasn't, you know, something that I really wanted to bite onto. You know, so you know what, you know, they've been talking to me for weeks before my last kickboxing fight, and it came about like, hey, what do you think about Cro Cop? I said, I'll fight that sucker in a heartbeat. And that's all they had to hear. And then they started coming up. You know, the money had to be right, of course. You know, I have to worry about my team. It's not just me financially that has to be taken care of. My team has to be in the right position. And, you know, it all works out for all of us. And my boxing promoter as well, Dimitri Salita. And, you know, we work hands in hand. And I mean, the cool thing about me is that wherever I'm at, nobody's above the other person. So my promotion company promotes me, yes, but at the end of the day, we work together. No decision is final when he says, no decision is final when I say. It's a team sport. So, you know, that's what I love about a group of guys that I work with as well as Glory as of now.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. You know, a lot of people don't talk about, you know, their management, their teams and everything is equals, you know, so that's actually really good to hear. And, you know, like I had said, you know, a lot of people took offense to the way you approached the fight. You know, I said my piece and let it be. You know, like I said, I had talked to you, I had met you before in person, always a stand-up guy. So, you know, selling the fight, I can understand, you know. So, you know, people shouldn't take everything they read all too seriously, I guess.
I mean, I have so much friends and family that's in marketing, and we know how to do things the right way. That's why I'm number one standout kickboxer 2012, 2013 in America. We're only having so much top kickboxing fights out of a lot of guys that have been doing it for so long. So, you know, I've learned a lot in my early stages of career as a kickboxer, as a fighter in general. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you definitely can't take what a lot of stuff that fighters and we do say. I mean, it's a state of mind that we have to put ourselves into going to war, going to combat. You know, you're putting your life on the line. So that's the most rawest form of basically dying. You're putting your life on the line to make ends meet. So, you mean your instincts are going to kick in like, fuck this, I'm going to try to rip your head off. This is what it is. So, I mean, it's not football, it's not basketball. You know what I mean? This is the fight game. You just got to do it the way that your heart intended for you to do it, you know? And that's how we express ourselves, is talking shit and want to rip each other's heads off, you know? And that's what sells tickets, and that's what gets you big paydays.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. You know, some of the most known fighters are the ones that talk. So, you know, it's understandable. And, you know, one thing that people don't realize as well is not only have you fought Cro Cop, but you also fought former UFC fighter Pat Barry in the World Combat League. Beat him in
early age.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you know, it's, you know, you fought some names already, obviously undefeated in boxing, 9 wins, all by knockout.
Yep.
I mean, that's outstanding as it is. 2007 Golden Gloves runner-up. I mean, that's the level of competition that you fight. So, Nothing
Yeah,
more
man.
needs to be said for that.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? A lot of things I've always done have been like short notices because, I always go where the biggest opportunities at the time. You know what I mean? But it's just where the last couple years I've been so focused on boxing. It's like everybody in New York is like, yo, bro, just stick with boxing. Doors will open up. And I'm talking to so many different promotion companies right now at the top level where it's like, all right, something's gonna give. Something's gonna give. I'm like, okay, it's gonna give. You know what I mean? But you gotta keep working hard and stay focused. And people say, it's funny because I remember some of the comments yesterday because people keep tagging me on it. Now I stopped trying to go to sleep when the comments come. And people like, you got to take lessons from Chael Sonnen. All right, first of all, Chael Sonnen took it from the first main shit talker ever hit the planet, which was Jack Johnson, then the Ali's in the middle of it. So, I mean, Chael Sonnen is doing it in an organization where it has never been done, which is UFC, and I take my hat off to him. But the shit talk has been going on for freaking over a century now. So,
It has.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just, some guys are just better at it and know when to do it and how far to do it. You know what I mean? Because definitely a certain amount of shit talking you can do, and you can actually over shit talk yourself, and you look like a real dumbass. Like my friend Adrian Broner. Like I love Adrian Broner, but he overdoes it too much. You know what I mean? But it's a certain amount, a certain level that you have to know when to stop and when to go. And but some things I'm gonna say, of course I'm not gonna talk crap about Cro Cop kids or his wife. That's just retarded. I'm not getting in the ring with them, but I'm gonna kill your pops. That's how it is. You know what I mean? So you gotta know what to say, when to say, and how to say it, of course.
I agree.
I've always kind of agreed with that mentality. I've thought it was very interesting that in sports where the idea is, you're beating your opponent in the face, you're trying to, beat up your opponent. One of the things that always gets brought up is a bad thing is that you say something that may hurt their feelings.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this guy trying to knock my head off and put me in the ICU, and you're worried about me hurt feelings? Shit, if I knew that's what it takes to hurt your feelings, I'm gonna talk triple amount of smack, so you be deflated by the time the bell rings. Like, I hope somebody tells me that you hurt my feelings. You fucking punk motherfucker. You're fighting a freaking young hungry kid from the streets of Brooklyn, dog. What do you think is gonna happen? You're looking at all I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? So. I mean, I love fighting, man. It's fun, you know what I mean? And it just brings the real dog out of everybody. Like, we have a saying sometimes in the street, you don't know who your real friends are until you get stuck in shit. You know what I mean? Yep. You go into a bank and rob a bank, and then everybody escapes except that one guy, and a week later everybody's in jail. Like, who's the rat? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. You really know. I've been in some sticky situations outside of the ring, and also, in the ring as well, you know what I mean? And I mean, the most loyal people that I have in my corner are my trainers. You know what I mean? My kickboxing coaches, I was going back and forth with Phil Nurse, but my cousin Nas is my kickboxing coach again. And, those are people that I need around me, man. There's people that know me the best. Like, we know I'm not the fucking most world's. I don't throw a fucking ton of kicks. I can kick like a fucking mule. Don't get me wrong. But it's kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe it's like my ego, like fuck, I don't even need to kick his back. I can just punch him to death. You know what I mean? So, but now I gotta really be technical. I'm like, you know what, Joe, use your kick. Show that you really can kick because like I don't kick at all. And when I do kick, people fucking, I've probably broken about 3 kneecaps already kicking in training camp against heavyweights. So, I can kick. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't need a kick right now. It's one of those kind of things. It's kind of like how DeSantos likes to box. But he's also a black belt fucking jiu-jitsu. It's one of those types of things. Like, I don't need to do that right now. But eventually, it has to come out. And I feel like this fight is where all the tools are gonna come out. You know what I mean? Like I'm bringing everything 9 minutes to hell, and 9 minutes to hell is the worst outcome for him. You know what I mean? I really want to knock his ass out. You know what I mean? So 9 minutes to hell, he'd be lucky he lasts 9 minutes.
Yeah, it's that one of the latest. Comments on our post yesterday was talking about how massive your legs were, and it's one thing to actually see a picture of it. When I met you in person, I'm not a small guy by any means, and you dwarfed me, which I don't see that very often. So yeah, big guy.
I mean, bro, and I mean, my mom always told me when I was growing up, I was a little ruffian. She said, there's always going to be somebody bigger and badder than me. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And now that I'm a young man now, 25 years old, there's always somebody bigger and badder than me. Like, I have cousins that I've never met that are like half Mexican, half Belizean. Like, I've never met a Mexican person that's bigger than me, but I have a cousin that's half Mexican, and he's actually bigger than me. I have an uncle that's 6'6", and I've met the Mayweather's money team guys, and those guys are like freaking like walking gorillas. You know
Those
what I
are
mean? So I'm
towers.
big. These guys are fucking huge. But you know, I always tell them, I say, if you guys ever want to fight, let me know, because I'll be your first opponent. I like fighting bigger guys than you too. Bigger guys make me fight harder. I know they always gas out. I want to knock them the fuck out. It looks that much cooler. You know, some people run from big guys. I actually run into them.
Is it that kind of what you just said, where you like to fight the bigger guy? You see it as fun. Is it not necessarily that Cro Cop's bigger than you, but his name and his legend
It's
is a
bigger.
big thing,
Yeah,
and just is that what drew you to it?
yeah, no. I'm gonna tell you the main reason why. The main reason why I even got Cro Cop the first time was because nobody wanted to fight him because they knew they were fighting him on his home turf. Now you gotta remember now, anytime real fighters don't study opponents and they don't study their background, they don't study their losses. When I fight somebody, I study everything. I study who's their manager, who's their advisor, who's the promoter, who's their marketing director. I study a lot of shit. It's not about just fighting anymore. So when I knew that nobody wanted to fight Cro Cop, I know I had to be bigger than what it really was. The same people that promote the event to help promote K1 in Croatia was Fight Channel. Fight Channel is owned by some guy named Mr. Orsai, who's also Cro Cop's manager. He is a manager and advisor. So the same people that's manager and advisor is throwing the event and own the website and own the TV company that's throwing K1. So you're not just fighting the fighter, you're actually fighting the whole fucking TV network channel and promotion company. So nobody wanted to fight Cro Cop. So I said, they asked me who would my favorite be to fight. I said, yo, I'd fight Ben Edwards. I'd fight Better Harvey first. I said, and if it came out to, I'd fight Cro Cop. So they went bypass the first two names and they were fucking fighting Cro Cop. I'm like, all right, fucking, it's cool. You know, I take it. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm not gonna run from it. But I'm gonna tell you that some people are just so much afraid of taking a loss, like at the end of the world. But I know I wasn't gonna lose. You know what I mean? And to me, in my heart, I know I didn't lose. So I'm trying to say, I know what I came out there and did. And you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's written on his shoulder. Like it was pitiful that the post fight interview they had for him. Nobody was there. Like nobody gave a shit. And it was in his country. It was like maybe 25 people in the whole room, and half of them was his teammates. You know what I'm trying to say? I walked in there and said, "What's up?" Got my Gatorade and walked the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like I'm not hanging around for this fake shit. Like it's a lot of shady shit going on, bro. You know what I mean? They set up for later on time, but I mean. Guys, there ain't too many real fighters left anymore, and I feel like that's what's wrong with the heavyweight division in America. Everybody wants a payday, and nobody want to jump in and take a right hand to the face and show their real warrior spirit. You know what I mean? You're gonna get paid, man. Money's definitely gonna come. You know what I mean? But you gotta willing to take the blows, man. You gotta willing to take the hits. And most of all, man, I mean, you fall, you gotta get back up. A lot of guys fall, but they know how to get back up, man.
Yeah, well, and that's, it's kind of funny you mentioned, the heavyweight division like that and stuff like that. And, one of the names that we mentioned earlier is in that type of situation, Pat Barry, a guy you beat, he just came back to kickboxing again, just lost, getting right back up. And that's kind of, your type of style too. You guys are kind of the same type of style. You come forward trying to knock people's heads off, which is what people want to see. So, I mean, I guess, how do you see this fight going with Cro Cop? I mean, what do you see happening?
Eventually, the ultimate goal is to knock his head the fuck off. That's the ultimate goal, hands down. You know what I mean? It's a fight game. Anything is possible. But one thing is definitely not happening. He's not leaving this country the same way he came in. I'm going to whoop his motherfucking ass. He's going to be retired. I want to retire his ass. That's the ultimate goal for me to retire. I know I'm going to win. It's what I'm trying to say. I know I'm going to, hands down, I know I'm going to win. But I want to do something so spectacular that, all right, the old man really got his ass for. Because, somebody put something up like, oh, you look bad either way. You win, you beat up an old guy. You lose, you can't beat up an old guy. I said, I don't give him two shits. He signed a contract. That's his problem. You know what I mean? And payback's is a mother effort. So, my ultimate goal is really retiring that. That's the ultimate goal, is to be like, you know what, Cro Cop is, he's finished. You shouldn't be doing this anymore. That is the ultimate goal that I'm looking for. That's the satisfaction to be like, you know what? I retired Cro Cop. And don't get me wrong, I grew up watching this guy on TV. Like on a fan base and somebody respects the fighter, I have a lot of love and respect for Cro Cop. Don't get it twisted. People don't understand that. But once you sign a contract against me, I'm gonna whoop and try to fucking murder you. That's only right. Out of respect, I gotta kick your ass. But if you watch the fight with Pat Barry versus Cro Cop in the UFC, you see the respect that Pat Barry had for Cro Cop. Yeah. And that's what caused him to get choked the fuck out. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's not happening to me. Sometimes I'm gonna whoop your ass. I love you so much. I'm gonna beat you to death. It's fucked up, but that's what it is. My dad used to whoop
That's a
my ass.
great way to
So,
put it.
you know what I mean? Like, your parents used to beat you. I'm gonna beat you because I love you. You know what I mean? It's the same thing in fight, man. It's the same thing, bro.
You respect him. You respect him enough that you're going to bring every bit of your game you possibly can to win as much as you possibly can in that fight. I don't see how that could be construed as anything but respect.
For anything but respect. If I fight you half-assed and you won the fight, you're gonna be like, nah, I don't respect the kid. He made me win the fight. But if God forbid he beats me at 100%, you're like, no, I beat the young guy and and kept it moving. Nah, but he lost the first fight. A lot of people in his own country are hitting me up. I should put a collage together. Hansi from Croatia actually hit me up and was like, yo, I'm from Croatia, man, and I thought you won the first fight. I love the spirit. Like, we knew we was fighting hostile territory, man. That's why I came out with the flag, to try to get some love from Croatia. You know what I mean? It's all about love. I love everybody, man. It's not an ounce of hate in my heart. He's my worst enemy. But that's the reason why I think fighting is so good, because all that backed up energy and bad energy, you can let it out in a fight. Like, this is where you gotta let it out. You know what I'm trying to say? I haven't been in a street fight since I was probably like 16, 14 after a year doing Muay Thai. You know what I mean? Because all my energy and frustration comes down in the ring, and that's why I encourage a lot of kids to involve themselves in martial arts, involve themselves in the fight sport, because this is the rawest form and the closest thing to life and death is fighting, and there's nothing else that comes close to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I agree with the kids, getting the kids in. Couldn't
That
put
really,
it any better.
it is a really good message. One of the things I was kind of wanting to elaborate on, a lot of people may not be quite as familiar with a lot of the boxers going to Glory as opposed to K1, the whole situation right there, where a lot of people still feel that K1 is kind of the top of the food chain of kickboxing, and that in the past few years it's become not so, and in a very sad way. There's a lot of very shady business practices, a lot of fighters not getting paid, and as you were mentioning, the thing in Croatia, Cro Cop had been gone from kickboxing for a long time, and they had put a lot of promotion into that. And regardless of how much of a Mirko Cro Cop fan you may or may not be, it's very hard to ignore the facts of who was putting the event together, how the event was promoted, what it was. There was a very strong Cro Cop push in that fight, or in that tournament, particularly in Croatia. And just could you are there any, like, just anything you could kind of add to that, just to kind of give us a better feel for what went on during, like, the big K1 to Glory transition with everybody, because essentially everyone left and went to Glory.
Doing their own thing. You know what I mean? Everybody knew that, a K1 was eventually gonna sing its own shit. It was just, when was it gonna sing their own shit? You know what I mean? And this whole K1 GP from the 2012 to 2013 was like, okay, this is it. If they can't get it right this time, they're never gonna get it right. I mean, everybody hears a story of fighters not getting paid, and from the get-go, they've been asking me to fight. I'm like, listen, man, I'm not signing anything unless my money's either in an S-Corp account or I get half my money up front. And believe it or not, I was doing all my negotiations from the beginning until my trainer, which is Kelly Richardson, also my advisor, seen how serious and big this thing really became. I started bringing him in on it. Like, listen, I'm going to need your help because I can't do shit on my own. And he's a master. Like, I learned a lot of shit from the boxing game from my trainer, Kelly Richardson. And we said, you know what? I told him straight up. He knew nothing about kickboxing. He strictly boxing. I gave him full form on the kickboxing and what K1 has done in the past and da-da-da. And he's like, okay, cool. He's from Brooklyn, so he's like, listen, if they ain't paying us our money, we're going to have to go to Japan. And I feel like, nah, it ain't that easy. You know what I mean? But he's so business-minded at the same time. It was a joke, but he's so business-minded that, thank God we did everything the right way and we got paid on time and all that stuff. But we knew from the jump, when Cro Cop was in the finals, we was like, okay, this shit, and it's in Croatia. Remember, it was really supposed to be in New York. Mm-hmm. They said New York the first time around, and then I heard they said it was going to go to Japan, and then it's back to Croatia. We're like, hold on. I'm like, Croatia and Cro Cop's in the finals? I'm like, okay, here comes the home cooking now. So, we all knew something was going down. We didn't know when it was going to be. And remember, K1 GP used to be like December. Now it's in March. So they had 3 months of planning to get their shit together. So I'm trying to say, and that's the reason why I felt like Cro Cop is still fighting, because I heard he didn't even get all his money from K1. They filed bankruptcy again and only gave him like $300,000 of the whole $800,000. So I guess he used that money to retire, and it didn't happen. So now he's still in the fight game. So I'm trying to say, so it's a lot of words and stuff that's floating around. So I'm trying to say, and I feel like that's the reason why Cro Cop is still fighting. For the whole K1 thing now, it's like, put it like this. I mean, Glory, from the beginning, Glory hasn't really done anything sneaky that I've heard or seen. Basically, this is a contract we had. You do like it or not, let's negotiate. And you have a strong team. And it don't matter what organization you're in. The first contract you always get is going to be shit. That's with anything that I've learned in my life. This is not talking about Glory or K1 or any other organization. Any contract you get from somebody trying to sponsor you or do something, the first contract they give you is going to be bogus. They want to see how stupid or how smart you are. So your best thing is to do is take your time, look through it, see your don'ts and don't wants, and send it back to them. They respect you more by taking your time than you hurry signing something because you're starving and send it back to them. And Glory has been nothing but the best. Honest to God, I'm not just talking because I'm signed with them, but nothing but respect. They have their PR guy, John Bray, which is in New York, that I'm pretty cool with, and he always tells me, bro, if you ever want to come to kickboxing, we can make something happen, and we go the best way about doing it. And I talk to Pierre all the time through text messages, email, and Facebook, and every month he asks me to do it, and I'm like, man, I can't, man, I got to focus on boxing. He said, good luck, Jarrell. I hope you come to heavyweight champ, but it's like you wave a piece of meat in front of a lion's face, and soon he's gonna bite you. You know what I mean? The best terms I've been able to put it in so far is like, that one girlfriend you were supposed to get. You're over a house, you're about to get the cutty, and her parents walk in.
And
the
it
girlfriend
just
calls
doesn't
her
happen.
And it doesn't. And you're trying to hook it up to get the piece of ass again, but you never could quite get it. That's how I fight with Cro Cop is for me, bro. It's like I always got that nut off, but I didn't get it because things just happened. You know what I mean? So it's like this time it's in the eyesight, man, and I can't let it go. I'd be a dummy, even though I'm strictly focused on boxing. I mean, you got to put everything in aspect of what Glory is doing on a business sense. The marketability in America that Glory has done in such a short time is phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On a Spike TV, they're having a card every month. I mean, they had the Metro newspaper. They had over here my friend Wayne Barrett that I got. Look,
Wayne Barrett, that's I love watching that guy fight, man.
And listen, and you want to know something? I was the connection for Wayne Barrett to get in Glory, and that's my boy. And listen, I'm not. You can ask me something.
No, I
listen,
believe it.
I don't never step on nobody's feet. I mean, it's hard enough to make a living in the fight game, especially in kickboxing in America. So when Glory came around, I'm like, listen, if I don't want to fight kickboxing, I'll just pass it on to somebody else. I mean, they'll offer me that fight in New York against Peter Arts. On the card. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do kickboxing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, I got this guy, Wayne, my trainer put together, you know what I mean? I mean, Wayne and my trainer no longer together on their own default. But at the end of the day, Wayne did his thing. He made New York look good. He had the front paper, I think it was the Metro or the I forgot the New York newspaper we have over here again. But it was awesome to see. That's my boy, man. Like, I hooked that up. You know what I mean? Like, that was awesome. See, I could pass that love on to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And Glory's doing an awesome job, man. They're doing an awesome job, man. And the most mainly important thing is they're paying guys, man. They're paying guys on time. Like, you can actually make a decent living with kickboxing. If you do everything right, you can probably buy a Lamborghini off of kickboxing. What you fucking heard of? But Ali has a Lamborghini in freaking in Morocco. Like, that's come on, man. A Lamborghini from kickboxing, like. To me, right there, that just had me going berserk. I'm like, a Lamborghini over kickboxing. Oh, the pigs are flying now.
No, I mean, you were talking about, boxing, having to focus on boxing, have to focus on kickboxing. Is this you being in Glory, is this going to be a thing you're there for a while, or is this, a 1 or 2 fight type of thing for now?
Right now, it's only signed for 1 fight with them. I told them, for me to have a realistic deal with you guys, I cannot sign a multi-fight contract with you guys because, so tomorrow's not promised. If Golden Boy or Money Team came at me and said, listen, we want to sign you, and I'm under contract with Glory and I still owe them 2 fights, it's gonna have some, repercussions. It wouldn't look good. So I think, for me to have a 1-fight deal with you guys, I give it my hardest. I give it my heart. That Cro Cop jerked me the first time. I'd love to do it again. We can make it happen. Let's sit down and be men about it. I told you from the beginning, I don't have no interest whatsoever in doing kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
Fact. And I think I have none whatsoever. Boxing, you look at the money that what Floyd is making. I was in camp with him about a month ago, and you look at the kind of respect that he gets from the boxing world and the amount of money you make. 100,000 or 20,000 does not compare up to 34 to 70 million dollars.
Yeah.
So why am I gonna put my body on line for a couple 100,000 a year or a couple $1 million in a decade? So you gotta eat. You gotta eat. I mean, it's only right. I mean, we're all businessmen. You don't do interviews, so you don't want to get paid. You want to get recognition for what you do. The same reason I'm punching people in the face and I'm putting my body on the line. I want to get recognition and pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the box. And plus, I'm the #1 heavyweight in New York right now. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of time till we find the right deal that fits us. So I'm trying to say. And I said, you know what? Let me just stay focused on boxing. You know what I mean? The money, you don't watch the money. I'm going to get injured for a couple $100. Your luck might run out, Jarrell. I'm like, fuck it. Let me just relax and stay focused on boxing. You know what I mean? But once they said Cro Cop name, man, a fucking bell went off of my brain, and my trainer's like, I don't know about this one. I'm like, guys, either we do this or I do this.
We do it or I do it. Take your pick.
Yeah, it was like, are y'all with me or you ain't with me? Cause they know once I put my mind to something, I'm gonna fucking do it. If I say I'm gonna run from here to Africa through the sea, I'm gonna fucking do it. I might die doing it, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Like, fuck, I gotta do it. You know what I mean? And it's been on my heart the whole time. I mean, realistically, I tell you a quick story. Like, a lot of my friends in the gym, these are my boys that I've been around for years. I mean, we all crack jokes. Like, if you get your ass whooped, you like, hey, don't get your ass whooped this time by Cro Cop. You know what I mean? So we crack jokes. It's just that's the way you are. But they know I won the fight. But even though it's a joke, it still stings.
Yeah, it
sometimes
gets to
like,
you.
you know what I mean? Like, they know I beat the guy, but like, hey, that old guy fucked you up. Like, you gotta get him a walker this time. Like, it's in the back of your mind. Like, these motherfuckers don't let it go. You know what I mean? So for a year and some months now, it's been hard to me. I'm trying to say it's been hard to me. So it's like, I gotta end this shit. Fuck that. You're not catching me, 2 years down the line and like, hey, Cro Cop is officially the man now, and beat your ass to the heavyweight. Nah, it's not going down like that. I mean, real fighters want to revenge losses, want to close the door on something before they open up a new door. You know what I mean? And I feel like I haven't been 100% focused on boxing the way I really want to, mentally and physically, because I still have this K1 and Cro Cop fight replaying in my head every couple of weeks, every couple of days. And I only watched the Cro Cop fight. I honestly watched that fight maybe 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Only 4 times I've watched it. Only because the first time I watched it, when it came on some TV channel over here. The second time I watched it with my girlfriend. The 2 times I watched it was I watched it with my wife the second time. The third time I watched it with a couple guys in the gym. It was like, man, after that I was like, man, I don't want to see this shit no more. I'm fed up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's understandable.
That's definitely understandable. One of the things you keep mentioning that I think people probably need a better grasp on. You use a management team with your career with kickboxing and boxing, and this is something that it's commonplace in kickboxing, boxing, and essentially every other facet of any combat sport or even any other sport. You don't see that like essentially at all in mixed martial arts, and you see managers and management teams demonized because they're hard to deal with. How important has it been for the good of your career to have a management team? And do you think that mixed martial artists need to get it in their head that they need management teams?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to tell you the reason why management teams are being killed and a suicide mission. And the reason why is because there's just not enough money. MMA fighters are not getting paid. Listen to me, I respect the sport of MMA to the fullest. I respect the fighters of MMA to the fullest. Do I respect our UFC organization? Hell no, because I know so many fighters that are in the UFC that are fighting this week or this month and can't pay their bills 2 months down the line. It's just, there's so much margin for error when you don't have a management team watching your back. You have a family, You have you're probably still working on 9 to 5 if you're an MMA guy, and you have to worry about fighting. So now, who's watching your back? You might miss those little 1 or 2 words that in a contract you've never seen before, and not take the time to get a dictionary or go Google the shit. So your management team is watching your best efforts. That's what I'm trying to say. So by you not being able to have a management team, you're actually robbing yourself of more income that you could provide for your family. Now the problem is now, a lot of these guys are not making the proper money, so they can't afford a management team. Is what I'm trying to say. So my whole thing is like, with UFC, they are the master gangsters. They're like the Don King of MMA. They know how to pimp the game and make you a famous motherfucker without giving you a dime. Is what I'm trying to say. I've never heard in my life where a guy is in a video game. A game is selling 2 million units, and none of the fighters get a percentage of that. I've never heard where somebody's making a bobblehead or dolls of fighters and athletes, and they're not getting a penny off of their own picture or a doll or bobblehead of you. So when you sign your life, when you sign a contract, you're signing your life. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's horrible, man. And I feel that's the reason why fighters are not able to afford a management team, because it's like you sign this or we'll find another asshole to do it. That's basically what the UFC is saying with their contract. You know what I mean? If you don't want to do it, we'll find another dummy to do it. And that's what UFC fighters have to band together, sit down, come together and say, listen, man, it's been going on too long. This shit ain't right. And you got to come together and form some kind of plan to get your proper due. Because there's a ton of guys that I've seen that I'm like, oh, these guys motherfuckers. 5, 6, 7 years ago, a lot of MMA guys had no hands, couldn't really fight for shit except the really top guys. But even the guys at the base level now, I'm seeing their hands are a lot better. They're putting combinations together better. They're moving ahead. I'm like, oh, these guys are really taking the time out to learn their boxing and stand-up crap. Because I used to hear a lot of times guys are like, I'm going to take 3 months off and just learn my boxing. It's fucking possible. You can't learn boxing in 3 months, bro. It's a fucking art. It's like martial arts. It takes time to learn the ins and outs and it's just to see shit. We'll be right coming at you. It's like me, I'm going to go do jiu-jitsu for 6 months to become a black belt. It's impossible. So I'm trying to say, but guys are actually taking the time out to learn their craft. And actually, no, once they start doing that, they deserve to get paid now. Because you're doing kickboxing, boxing, MMA, bro. Are you fucking serious? And the sad part about it is that even after MMA career is done, your ears are all fucked up, your face is probably half deformed, and you have nothing to show for it. That's the reason why I can't get myself into MMA. You know what I mean? Because I know after fighting is over, I'm still going to look pretty. I mean, a lot of these, look at your boy Sylvia, who pulled out a fight with Chael Sonnen. If I was him, he should have pulled out 10 fights ago. You know what I'm saying? He looks like something out of what's the fucking vampire movie, The Vikings. You know what I mean? So, and listen, I'm a Sylvia fan. I love the dude too. I watch him grow watching him on Pride. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, these guys go past their due, go way beyond their lifespan in the fight game because they're just not making enough income. And I don't really blame them. I'm not saying they might have bad spending habits as well, but you can tell because they're not getting the proper due from the UFC. The UFC not paying these guys the proper money. I mean, I've heard other stuff on the other side to where they're paying them guys a certain amount and they pay them another extra amount under the table. And that's because UFC's trying to hide their tax purposes and say they're not paying these guys a lot, which they are too. So I mean, I hear shit, but I do my research. So when people say retarded stuff about this ignorant kid and all that, man, ain't nobody can. At 25, man, I've learned a lot in this fight game, man. It's all I do, you know what I mean? I did 2 semesters in college and I went full blast with the fight game. I learned the ins and outs of this shit, you know what I mean? So, and that's what fighters have to do. It's more than just being a tough guy and just fighting. I'm going to jump in there and knock him out. No, it's more than that, bro. You got to learn the business shit. You be roaring in there for $1. And these guys, and UFC and Zuffa will be happy for you to fight your heart out and give you $1 too. Like, nothing is wrong with it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's sad, bro. It's sad. I love all my fellow brothers, man, that shed blood, sweat, and tears, man. But on the business tip, man, we need to get smarter, man. Plain and simple, and that's why I feel like my team is such a big part of it because I've learned so much on my own. But when I had Kelly Richardson on my corner, or a couple other guys I've ran into over the years, it's like, holy shit, this is how much more money we could be making. He's like, yep. I'm like, okay, we need to do it this way then. You know what I mean? So it's only right you have a team because they say you fight 3 times a year for $10,000, you can fight once a year for $100,000. You know what I mean? You're making $70,000 more profit off of one more fight. You know, one fight. So I mean, it's all right, man. Sometimes it's okay to sit back and watch the other dummies fight the scraps and sit back and collect the big chunk. You know what I mean? So that's what we doing, baby. We're doing it the right way.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Agree.
And yeah, that was a good question too, Robbie. Go ahead.
You know, one quick instance of a guy who there's one guy who has brought his management team in successfully to MMA, and that was Gilbert Melendez. They actually were threatening to, they were done with him in the UFC totally. And since he had the sack to stand there and say, well, okay, then I'll do this. They eventually came to him with a very ridiculous deal, pay-per-view points, the whole deal. But it was because he has a management team, and that's what a lot of people are missing.
Don't understand. Like, a lot of times organizations don't really want to hear from the fighter. They want to hear who's representing you. It's like when you go to court in front of the judge, who's representing you? What lawyer do you have? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the same thing. And I mean, and another thing is it's hard to trust people because as fighters we have such trust issues already. Like, fighters, like, how women PMS. Guys PMS too, especially as far as I PM. Like, bro, I've been married for 5 years, man, and we've been on an up and down slope, and a lot of it's not her fault. It's just that I don't want to talk. My communication skills suck. I don't want to hear shit. And it's effed up, but at least I know where I've gone wrong, and I know where I'm right at. And at the end of the day, I come back and say, you know what, babe, I messed up. I was getting ready for a fight. This is how we can make it better. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do as fighters. We got to really sit down like, you know what? Who can I really trust? And it's hard, though. It's hard. Finding a good management team is hard, too, because your own management team will snake and dime you out of pennies on the dollar as well. Yep. So it's a whole process. It's not like, I'm going to get a management team now, cool. I sign with the first guy that comes at you with an offer. Like, you have to do your research on your management team. You got to do your research on your trainers. You got to do your research on everything that you're touching because it's so easy, bro. I looked at my bill statement from one of my checking accounts, and it was like $400 that was taken out in the last in a duration of 3 to 4 months, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, it wasn't a huge amount, but it wasn't small either. I'm like, $400, and it was like this fee for cell phone fee, this fee for credit card fee because your credit card was under this amount, and that's how they nickel and dime you off of 10 cents off a dollar here and 20 cents off a dollar here. But you think about it, it's only 10 cents, it's only 20 cents. But then you really put it in economic terms, bro, you're losing $600 a year, bro. Like that's a lot of fucking money now. You know what I mean? So now you gotta just sit down, I need to put the right team in place, okay, to watch those nickel and dimes. You know what I mean? Thank God my mom is an accountant. You know what I mean? My mom's an accountant.
Nice.
I'm bringing her into the boxing world. Ma, I need your help now. My mom and my sister's going to school to become a CPA, and we're not rich. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? I was sleeping on the floor for fucking 15 years before I had my first bed. You know what I'm trying to say? So my mom is from Brooklyn as well. She grew up in Belize. You know what I mean? And she came to Brooklyn looking for a better life. But it's just that little things you know what? My mom helped me get to America now. Now I want to help her get to a mansion. So I'm trying to say, so hand wash hand. And I feel like, my mom, I just turned on my mom is an accountant where it's like, okay, she's showing me other stuff. Now my sister's a CPA now. So everybody's around me is like family. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think that's one of the best things for you to do is have your family around you because, family will be the best people to go to first. You know what I'm trying to say? Of course, some of them are going to be douchebags. You got to let them go. But, I mean, it's good to give them a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a great luxury to be able to, trust your team like family. And especially if you have, like your mother is an accountant. That is a wonderful luxury to have when you get into the fight game, given the situations like the ones you've described here, where everyone's looking to nickel and dime every single fighter out of every penny they can possibly get out of them.
Exactly.
Every time, bro. It never ceases to exist, bro. I can't spill the beans out the can right now, but I see it all the time, man. I've seen it from my own cousins, bro. I've seen it from people that have the exact blood run through my veins, run through their veins. I've seen it with them. You know what I'm trying to say? So it don't matter. At the end of the day, you gotta keep an eye on everybody, man. You have to have a lawyer that watches the lawyer, an accountant that watches the accountant. I'm trying to say you gotta have a nutrition that watches your nutrition, that watches your diet. You know what I mean? Because they might pay. The stories I've heard from Don King camp, bro.
God, yeah.
Bro, listen, I've heard of guys like dropping diuretics and motherfuckers orange juice at breakfast time like that. I mean, like, come on, like, dude, but like, and then say you like that's fucked up, it's foul. But how can you get mad? There's $40-something million online. I'm taking every advantage that I can to win this fight. So you cannot be like, oh, I wouldn't do that shit. $40 million, motherfucker. I guarantee you would go slip some diuretics and somebody's orange juice.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So. Yeah, you gotta have a good team, man. And that's awesome, man. That's awesome that you even asked me that question. Because a lot of people don't even ask that anymore, man. They try to throw it on the back burner, like, oh, fighting is a one-man sport. Yeah, it is when you get in the ring in terminology. Yeah, it is. But honest to God, man, behind closed doors, way before you get in the ring, bro. I mean, even a couple boxing fights where me and my girl were talking about divorcing and I don't want to be with you no more. You're doing this. Kiss my ass. And like, when the bell rung, the first 40 seconds, I was thinking about my wife.
Yeah.
I kid you not. And wait till he hit me with the first jab, 1-2 right hand. I said, oh shit, I'm in the fight. Time to wake up. And I knocked his ass out about 30 seconds later. But it took a little while though. It took me a little longer than it should have took me. But you know, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. But thank God, I didn't get injured and my opponent didn't die either.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
A couple things we like to do is, we're cutting time short. Is first word association. Robbie, you got a couple?
Yeah, it's a kind of word association / name association thing. If you're cool with, just first thing that comes in your mind when you hear these. The first one I was gonna say is Pat Barry.
Mentor. I love the guy. Would not fight him again. Too much emotional attachment.
Oh wow.
That's really interesting. K1.
Slippery slope.
The people who you're about to be working under the employee Glory.
Doing a good job.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and say since you happen to know him a little bit, the man who's considered the best in the world as far as boxing goes, Floyd Mayweather.
The icon, the idol, the blueprint, how to really make money and capitalize off of everything you do as a fighter.
Well put.
That's it. Yeah, that is really well put. And I guess the best one to end it on here is Mirko Cro Cop.
I'm going to kill this old fart again. Again. You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, he escaped the first time, man, and it's so. When I actually watched the footage. I watched some of the clips like 2 nights ago, and I'm like, wow, these fuckers really had it in for me. I'm like, he blatantly headbutt me like 4 to 5 times in this fucking fight, and they don't say shit. I'm like, you really pays to be on the A team, bro. You know, I'm watching this fight. I'm like, holy shit. And people say that I'm holding on to the clinch. I'm like, yo, his head is like in my chin. Like, I'm not even trying to hold on to this guy. Like, he's actually holding on my other arm, and I'm just throwing fucking knee. I mean, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's just funny when I look at the fight. I'm like, if you watch any one of my fights, or my amateurs, I don't hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Never hold on. I fight. I take your fucking ass right now. I fight. You watch Cro Cop's fight. He holds on, he smuggles, and all that struggles and puts headbutts. Look at his fight. So if you're really in the fight game, do your research. I never hold any of my amateur fights. I hold on. You know what I'm trying to say? So if you really go down and dig deep, you know that's his style. You know what I'm trying to say? So it was just funny to me that people say I hold on and I'm scared and I'll run. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm the kind of person. Kids are calling me the Black Spartan right now. That's some funny shit to me. The black, like, I'd rather die in the ring before I fucking quit, bro.
Yeah,
that's a good nickname too.
That's how I feel. I mean, kids call me Black Spartan now, and I take pride in it. You know what I mean? I'm not Greek, you know what I mean, that I know of, but it's pride because there's so much pride. There's so much. I might eat a lot of gyros and halal, you know, so I might add up for it. But you know, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I take so much pride in that because you know what? At least if I know my family would be hurt. And everybody would, it happens, but at least I died doing what I love to do. I always told myself when I'm like 78 years old or 100, my great-grandmother died at 110. If I was at that age and I can't walk and I'm pissing and shitting in myself, I say, you know what? Let's put me in a long-ass freeway, put me in one of my Ferraris, and send me off because I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to go out fast and hard like a warrior. I don't want to go out older shrivel up like a raisin. No offense to my older people, but that's just the way I just see it. You know what I mean?
That
I
was kind of
actually
an
agree.
interesting take on the funeral by sea that Vikings used to get. Send the fighter off in his Ferrari now.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I've been saying it for years. My mama hates when I say it. But I'm like, shit, you think I'm joking? Let me find out that I got cancer and I got like a month to go. I'm gonna soup up my Ferrari with like 1 million horses, and I'm gonna drive somewhere down to Arizona and just fly my ass over a fucking ridge somewhere, like woohoo! I did it, you know what I mean? I did it my way, you know?
Did it my way.
Yeah, I'm not saying condone suicide. I'm not saying that. I'm dying anyway. I'm just saying I want to go out with some fun with a bang. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. I couldn't agree more with that.
That's why I was kind of hurt when I seen the guys, Croatia born Bajavsky, because I almost kind of teared when I see that. I'm like, that's foul, man.
That was
these people,
me and Robbie are actually, big kickboxing and boxing guys. That I guess that kind of goes into, some of the questions we asked, but we were talking about it, I think last week, and when, Cro Cop and Bonyaski fought and his retirement fight and the booing and, oh man.
It was Boyanski's it's his last hurrah, and people can't, stifle their fanboyness for 10 minutes and let the man have his last few minutes in the ring. It was sad and kind of gross.
Yeah, it was hard. I was hard watching that. I'm like, man, it was definitely hard to watch, bro, because you can see in his eyes. I'm like, damn, man, like, what did he really do to deserve it like that? But it wasn't the greatest place to end off his career in Croatia against a hometown favorite. Like, you could have seen that one coming. You know what I mean? And like I said it before in one interview, like the fight when I seen him fight, I think it's Red Hot Silva. I think Bojaski beat him up. I thought Bojaski won that fight hands down. I thought he won that fight. And the fight against Cro Cop, it was close, but I kind of gave it towards Cro Cop.
Yeah, I
for
did
that
too.
fight in Croatia. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? I mean, in organizations sometimes they want you to pay your dues first before things happen and blah blah. I don't know what the situation was. I can't really say, but. It's a fight game. And at the end of the day, I say pay back some other effort to Cro Cop. You see how it feels now, right? But at the end of the day, I always say, even if it's somebody that I fought or that I'm going to fight potentially, I say, you know what, I'm not picking sides. May the best man win. Or let's from the same camp. And you're from Brooklyn. Brooklyn's going to take it all day. But, at the end of the day, it's best man win. Y'all both train hard and, take care of your business in the ring. You know what I mean? There's no bias. You can't really be biased, bro. It's just,
exactly.
We always go off others. You can't be biased. Sometimes I'm like a politician. I got to shake hands with the left. I got to shake hands with the right. You know what I mean? Same shit with the fight game, bro.
I'm going to add 2 more names onto the word association, then we'll get into the last segment. The first one would be Mike Tyson.
Oh man, I'm the bigger version of Mike, man. I'm like the bigger, funner version of Mike. Mike was just straight on killer mode. But a lot of my trainer Harry Kite grew up with Mike. They all grew up in Best Style with Mike, and they say Mike was one of the most nicest guys. You know what I mean? And the height helps build a fighter's character. Sometimes like that. A lot of people tell me too, Mike never used to hit that hard, but people were so scared of what they seen and perceived of what they see was like once he jabs you, people would just go down. Sometimes So, I mean, lucky for me, I do hit hard. Do I hit as hard as Mike? I don't know. But I know I got better footwork than Mike. You know what I mean? I got to put that in there. So, Mike is my all-time favorite fighter on the planet. I remember I seen him one time for like 30 seconds before I got bum rushed by security. I was a little younger. I was like, Mike, I'm your adopted son. He said, what? He's looking, he's looking like, who the fuck said that, right? You know what I mean? It was the funniest shit ever. But, I never really had a chance to really sit down and talk to Mike, man. But if I probably had a one-on-one with Mike Tyson, I'd probably fucking cry my eyes out. I look up to that man more than I look up to my own father, believe it or not.
Would you trade your Ferrari or Lamborghini for it?
I don't know. Hold on. If I say it now, if my girl hears this, I probably would get shot. But what the hell? I traded in for Beyonce, Alicia Keys, and Halle Berry all at the same damn time. Ferrari, be gone.
Be gone.
Ferrari, be gone.
Be gone. Ferrari, be gone. Take all 3 of them. You know what I mean? Why not? She only live once, and $1 million I can buy another Ferrari. You know what I mean? It's all good. But Halle Berry, Beyonce, and Alicia Keys at one time, shit. can't beat that, boy. That's a
Take
That-
you can tell that story.
That's some
You can
punch.
tell that story for a couple million. You know what I mean?
That's right. And then the last one, it's not really a word association, just I guess more of an opinion. The greatest boxer of all time.
A lot of people say Ali, right? But one of the greatest boxers to me as well was Larry Holmes. And to me, I say Jack Johnson. I'm gonna put it. I'm put it in time link. I'll say Jack Johnson first, Ali second, and Larry Holmes as well. Cause Larry Holmes had the best jab. You know, after studying my training, Larry Holmes had the best jab. I'm like, no, Ali. But that's when you look at it, Larry Holmes didn't have a better jab than Ali. Now the reason why Jack Johnson was my first number one favorite boxer of all time because not only was he a great fighter, you gotta look at the time period that he was fighting in.
Mm-hmm.
He was the
Fights
first
he had outside
black.
the ring.
Yeah, exactly. He was the first black African American, what you want to put it as, heavyweight champion in the world. At a time where he couldn't even marry his own, he couldn't even cross state lines with his wife at the time, who was a white woman. So I mean, that's the reason why I feel. And he was talking shit back then in the 1800s. So he's the original G when it comes to the sport of boxing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I put him one of my all-time favorites, my number one, because of the time period. Number two, the reason why I put Ali is because now we're getting a little more into the new century. We got the cars, we got the airplanes, but Ali just put a whole different turn on the swag. You know what I mean? And some of you guys don't know what swag is. Swag is just like, yo, that look on your face, like I'm the man. I don't even gotta say nothing. Like and Ali was just, everything Ali did was just so big. You know what I mean? And one thing that I love when he fought in Africa and all the kids were running behind him and following him, like okay, we have a black champion, but we're not chasing him away. They're actually like embracing him. You know,
Yeah.
Jack Johnson they're trying to get rid of, but Ali they're trying to keep around like that. Everybody's making money with Ali. I mean, so that's why I put Ali as my second because it was like, yo, this is the man, the biggest man. He was the biggest thing on the planet. Elvis Presley had nothing on Ali.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody tells me. You know what I mean? Like James Brown was the man that got everybody gave Ali his props. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's why Ali's number second. And the reason why I say Larry Holmes is my third favorite is because even though Larry Holmes was around Ali the whole time, he beat Ali towards the end of his career, he dealt with a lot of adversity. Basically, it was like, you know, the great golden era of Ali was over, and Larry Holmes is here. And he was known for giving Ali hell in camp all the time. But he was always living in Ali's shadow, but he kept on doing what he do, kept on winning, and it kept on perseverance. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know what, no matter what, he did what he had to do. You know what I mean? So you have the guys that were doing things inside the ring and outside the ring. That's why I picked them. Some were glorified and some were not glorified. Those are the reasons why they were my top three, inside and outside the ring. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But my all-time personal favorite is Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? I'm just from Brooklyn, and he was just a fucking bad motherfucker. Another person that I really love though, and I recently started doing my homework on him like last year was Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Now that was the bad. Listen, that was watching him and some of his highlights was like, shit, I need to go hit the bag. Real quick. You know what I mean? Because Lawrence Taylor was a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I mean, some guys you can watch from other sports and they can transfer over into your sport. And man, I'm watching Lawrence do his thing, man. LT, man, he was a bad dude. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about having a good team behind you as well. Because if it wasn't for his team, I think he'd be in jail right now to this day. You know what I mean? So.
I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah, you know, so I mean, those are some of the dudes, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was actually well put. Most people just, you know, when they name their favorite fighters, they're just like, yeah, this guy had a better record, but you actually have legitimate reason, which you don't find very often. So that was really well put.
That we finally had Jack Johnson mentioned on the show.
I agree.
That's a proud moment. That's nifty.
Thanks, man. I mean, it's not even about the record, because some guys got losses. I know for a fact they'll whoop a lot of undefeated guys' asses.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, you can never watch losses, bro. I mean, you can watch them, but you got to know how to watch it. You can't look at it as a number. You got to tell who the hell this guy just lost to. He's never been knocked out. Like, I've seen guys with like 7, 8 losses and never been stopped. Like, shit, 8 losses never been stopped. And they're fighting people's hometowns. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you really got to do research. And I was watching that stuff when I was an amateur. I was watching this stuff, and my trainer came to me like, "Yo, you're pretty smart. You picked it up." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I know he lost, but look who he lost to." You know, you can't watch that stuff, man. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? So yeah, it's one of those things, man. I mean, boxing and fighting alone it's a sweet science. No matter what form of fighting you're in. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
all of them is sweet science, man. I mean, it's MMA, kickboxing, and boxing. It's just some scientists pay more than others.
There you go.
And I'm going with the one where I can retire at like 35 with some good looks and buy about 10 Ferraris. Yeah, trade
Exactly.
food is value, but you know what I mean? So,
And,
one of those things.
last thing we'd like to do is pretty much turn the floor over to you. Any shout outs you want to give, anything like that, just go for it.
I definitely want to give a shout out to you guys for TNS, TapNapSnap, for just giving me the opportunity to express my feelings and man, this making the people understand who I am. Of course, my trainers are Harry Kite, Kelly Richardson, my cousin Nas, the whole Renzo Gracie Fight Academy in Brooklyn. Glory for giving me an opportunity. Who else? I think I appreciate Cro Cop for having old timers and taking this fight again. And what else, man? What else can I say, man? It's everybody, man. My mother, my wife, my son. It's everybody, man. That's just trying to do something positive in their life, man. At the end of the day, it's not about us, it's about the kids, man, because kids are the future. People tend to forget that. Like, yeah, I'm fighting for myself and I'm fighting for my kids, but at the end of the day, whatever outcome that happens with me, man, I'm trying to help 10 other kids do something positive with their life, man, because, hey, we can't die with money. I mean,
Exactly.
the same way we came into the world, the same way we're going to leave. So we're not leaving for somebody else to enjoy and do something positive with it. So thank God, man.
Well said.
Where can like fans want to keep up with you? Do you have a Twitter and a Facebook that they can get on?
Yo, man, it's so funny because, being from the part of the area where I'm at, some of my friends, they don't have Twitter. Like, you tweet, like, I'll put it out there. You tweet, son? What's wrong with you? You tweeting? Like, that's a girl's tweet, man. Like, you serious? They're like, nah, I started getting to tweet stuff now. So I got the Twitter. Of course, I got the Instagram. The main reason why Instagram blew up is not because of like, putting pictures up. It's because of the women. All my friends on Instagram because of women. They don't have no business. They play on the block smoking weed and drinking half the time, which I don't encourage. But that's what they're doing. But they're on Instagram. They're always shit on Instagram. I'm like, yo, bro, are you serious, man? Like, So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, BigBaby Miller. It's all positive influence, man. I don't do no ratchetness, man. I'm just about here just to make the fans happy and do something positive, man. So BigBaby Miller, just Google it. The website should be up in about 2 or 3 weeks. You get all your T-shirts and merchandise is up there and all that good stuff, man.
Awesome. Yeah, on our post we'll have the picture we have. It's got your Twitter on it. And we'll make sure and get your Instagram and stuff up there as well, so people can follow you.
Appreciate it, brother.
But all right,
Appreciate
fight
it,
fans. What's up?
Yeah, I'm leaving actually Thursday. I'll be in Mayweather camp, man. So if you want to get an interview with me down there or something, I said, we do something quick down there, man. I'm doing a lot of guys are hitting me up for interviews down there, so I'm just giving y'all a full one as well. I'll be down there in Mayweather camp, taking some boxing and another couple of MMA camps down there as well, trying to get some heavyweights out there to beat up on. So
Definitely. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
So it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a fun trip, man. It's a fun ride, man. I said if I'm gonna come back to kickboxing, we going all out. You know what I mean? I'm not coming back for no payday. I'm coming back to kick some ass and make it worth it. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be fun one.
Exactly. And you said the fight's June 21st, correct?
June 21st, Glory 17.
Inglewood.
It's coming out. LA is coming. It's coming. BigBaby's in the building. Let's do it.
That's right. So we'll go ahead and end it on that, fight fans, and we will catch you on the next podcast. Make sure and tune in June 21st for the fight. Peace.
Peace, burger.